about like 2:33 in the morning and I'm filming this because 1, I couldn't sleep, and 2, I was bored. So I decided to film this and get this over with. On YouTube, a lot of gurus have been talking about the different Revlon foundations between the Color Stay foundation and the Photo Ready foundation, which is new. I've talked about in my previous video how I know the Photo Ready won't work for me because it's supposed to give you a dewy finish, and because of the way my skin is, I know that I need a matte coverage, so I got both of the Revlon Color Stay, which would be the mousse version and the liquid version, so I'm going to explain the difference and my review on both, and so yeah. Okay, so getting into this, the first one I got was the mousse version, which looks like this. And I got this in Fair, which is the lightest color you can get. Mostly because I got this right after I had my surgery. And I hadn't been in the sun in over a month. So I was as fair as can be. Not that I'm wearing right now or I was wearing earlier, so I'm sure I'm still wearing it. And the thing with this is I used to have very oily skin, but my skin has, over the years, changed. It's gone between oily and dry and then oily and then dry. So when I got this, I had very oily skin. I'm pretty sure it has to do with medications I was using as well, but I had very oily skin. And now my skin's starting to dry out. So both of these are in the oily to combination versions, but they do come in the dry to combination versions. So I'm not going to base this on, you know, what kind of version it is. I'm going to base it on the makeup only, but I'm also going to explain how they differ. With the mousse version, it tends to dry out the skin more than the liquid version, which looks like this. Mousse, liquid, obviously totally different. The mousse tends to, like I said before, dry out the skin more. It tends to not move as much when you put it on, so you have to be very careful as where you put it, or make sure you try to spread it out as evenly as possible, as soon as possible, either with a brush or your fingers. The liquid tends to move more easily, but it also tends to dry as quickly as the mousse does. Now, the liquid version I have is in Buff, which is 150, whereas the mousse version is in Fair, which doesn't tell me a number. Oh, wait, 010. So 150 and 010. I think these are only like 2 or 3 apart, but they're both pretty fair. Obviously, this is the fairest. This is about 2 or 3 above that. Now, I've been using the liquid mostly just because that matches mostly my natural skin tone, which is a little bit yellow, and that matches perfectly. The Fair matched more when I had the surgery, and I'll be using that a lot in my Halloween videos because it's the fairest you can get, so it'll white me out, make me look white, kind of like I do now. Especially the dark hair, it tends to amplify how pale I am, which if I'm trying to be a vampire is good. If I'm trying to be a normal human being, it looks kind of weird. So my review on both. Okay, so I really like the Color Stay formula. I don't like it in the mousse version, which is this version. It tends to dry out my skin a lot more than it should. I might try the dry to combination version of the mousse to see if that maybe works better, but this is the way it is. It doesn't move on the skin as well, it doesn't blend in as well, and it dries out my skin a lot. And I've always had oily skin, at least for the last couple months, so this not very good at combination skin. It'd probably be better for very, very oily skin. Now, the liquid tends to be better for the combination version. It does dry kind of more like the mousse, very, very dry. It goes on more like a combination or a normal liquid foundation. So if I had to recommend either of the two, I'd recommend the liquid. I recommend getting closer and closer to your skin tone, which is what the liquid is for me, but I'm kind of ignoring the color thing just because I've been both colors and they both have matched my skin at one point or another. So my recommendation for the foundation of your choice would be to go for the liquid. It's easier to blend. You can always put powder if you need to because it's not dry enough. I think it'll be dry enough if you have oily skin. If you have very dry skin, try the oil or the dry to combination version of it and see if that helps. The mousse gets probably like a C on my rating scale just because it's so dry, it tends to make anything look cakey. And the liquid gets a A-, B+, just because it does try to kind of dry as equally dry, if that makes sense. but it's easier to spread and easier to blend in the skin and make it look normal. So yeah, this is my Revlon Color Stay review, and I'm sorry that it's late and I look half dead because I couldn't think of anything else to do. I figured I would film for YouTube while I was thinking about my differences between the two foundations, and I'm kind of bored. I can't sleep. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it was non-informational. But yeah, if you have any personal questions, send me a comment or an email and I will answer them. So I hope this is good, and I will see you guys very soon.